Alright, hello everyone. It is almost 2. I am counting that. Where is... Nope, that's just me. Hold on. No. Uh-oh. There we go. Okay. Let me zoom out and get the background stuff going. Maybe a little too loud. There we go. Okay. So yeah, hello everyone. The goal of today is to just hop in and start making a freighter from Star Wars. It's not going to be any particular ship. This is going to be our fan-made ship. But I'm kind of wanting to do, before we get too deep into actually making the ship, I want to make one of these things. What are they called? Hollow chests. Hold on. I'm gonna just do copy. Can I say? Ooh. It's a bit scuffed, but that's okay. Bring this in here. Save that off. Chess in all caps. Image reference. There we go. One of these things that they're playing. And the reason why is so we get a basic scale of the universe. Oh, you know what? Of the ship. Excuse me. Rotate. Put all that to 0. Clickety clackety clack. Rotate on that. I mean, that doesn't give us too much to work with, but from my understanding, it is just let's see, where is a cone, or no, cylinder. Make it as smooth as we can. It is just this, and then this is gonna be super rough, by the way. We're not taking this seriously. This is just to get an idea of the size of the ship. I'm losing it. Where is it? Okay, there we go. And it's just that. This part right here is just a flat little bit. And then it has this kind of base, and then that's it. That's as complicated as it gets outside of the, the buttons and all that. But yeah, we'll just keep that around as a general scale, so we should have a chair, to kind of go along with it. No, not a plane. We need a cube. Whoops. We'll just do... Oh boy. There we go. We'll get something vaguely chair-shaped. That's all we need. Do that. Oops, I thought I did a... We'll make it a bit fancy. We'll do Dang it, what is going on? There we go. We'll do this. And then... There we go. That's something, right? That's chair adjacent, I think. We'll do that. Actually, this should probably go down little. Sure. Oh boy. Okay. So yeah, we'll put this off to the side. And whenever we want to do a general check to make sure oh, is this ship big enough, or is it too big or too small, we can just plug that into the center and give us a good general height. Height, width, length, all that stuff. And you can go away now, we don't need you. So yeah, you can see a couple of inspirations going on here. We have Kyle's ship, Boba's ship. I think this might be the... No, it's just a Corellian freighter. it's similar to the one that we see in episode 4. I forget, it has a name. Point is, same designers, so we got like the same silhouette, and this is the like Imperial version essentially. Different manufacturer, but same idea. You know, create a small freighter. Then we have the Ghost over here, from like the new Disney stuff. Which I kind of like the idea that they had with this. It reminds me of the ship in KOTOR, which is another ship that I love. So this is basically all of the ships that I. Hold on, wait a minute. Actually, wait a minute. I'm missing some. I had more. Hold on. Is it not pulling the reference? What? Did I not save it? Hold on. I have a different picture. Not like dramatically different, but it has 2 extra ships in it that I like. Okay, hold on. Live editing in progress. Oh, this is weird. Okay, am I not saving it to the right place? Oh no. No, it is saving there. It should be pulling the same reference. Hold on. I don't know why it's not. Oh no. Oh no, that's not good. Freighter carrier. And models. It should work. You know what? Let's do. I'm gonna save this as a new thing. We'll really make sure it gets there. There we go. Okay. That's gotta work, right? Okay, I don't know why it wasn't working before, but there they are. So, we got it. Yay for everyone involved. Oops. There we go. Oops. Alright, so yeah, we have an Empire at War ship, old RTS game, that is a Mandalorian carrier, which I guess I should explain a little bit for those who don't know. In Legends, the Mandalorians were a little bit different than they are in canon. So in canon, we have like Din Djarin, God, that's hard to say, with the Razor's Crest, you know, and we have like different clans of Mandalorians, different ideals, all that stuff, and it was similar in Legends, but they were a bigger force. They were led by, I think, Boba. I think Boba became the next Mandalore in Legends, so after like the movies, that's when that takes place, and they kind of reform like a Mandalorian society. And out of that you get ships like this. And so it's not technically a freighter, right? However, I like the aesthetic and I want to keep that look going forward. Like same with this, with Boba's ship, I love how goofy it is. It's so goofy and so blocky, unfortunately named. But it is very goofy, and I found it fun, and I wanted to include like an interesting reference or two. Same with the what is it? It's the YT something. It's the ship before the Millennium Falcon, which my friends had as a ship in a D&D campaign. So I wanted to include that as an inspiration as well. I also tried to avoid getting any references that were fan-made, simply because I don't want to. I would hate to have it as a reference and then not include that artist, you know? But all of these, I believe, are official, and I hope I have that right. I hope all these are official, just because it's a lot easier to be like, you know, this is an official artist as opposed to like a fan artist. Like like me, like yours truly, but better at their job. But I believe all of these are canon. This one in the middle might be fan-made, which alarms me. But yeah, we're gonna work with it. We're gonna work with it. I actually might start with the engines now that I'm looking at it, just because I want to be very clear on how I want the engines to go. Let's focus on that. I want to keep this design, like a very blocky look. Oh wait, that's not, that's the smuggler's ship in the MMO. I'm sorry. They're very similar ships. That's not the Ebon Hawk. That is another random ship that is very similar. There's so many named freighters in Star Wars, it just gets blended together very quickly. We'll do this. I have an idea. What if we do that? You know what, no, we'll keep that as is for now. Just to get the same-ish size. I kind of want them to be a little off. Not like dramatically off, but I want to sell this is a civilian grade, like, transport ship, you know? This is not something that you would see in organized military or anything like that. I want, as long as I can sell the rugged aesthetic, you know, I think I've done a good job. So we'll do this. And I'm pretty sure if we do that, yeah, they'll go together. Okay, that's not what we want. Or actually, hold on. What if we did this, and then ooh, okay, I see. Hold on, I'm experimenting right now. Like, what if we made like little indents, maybe? That might be something. Do that and that. I'm just experimenting with shapes right now. I don't have a solid plan, as you can probably tell, as to what this is going to be, but that's kind of why I wanted to do it like this, is because we get to experiment with it, you know? It gets to be like a journey of discovery for both of us, or all of us. Okay, maybe keep this. And then, what if we, is that getting, okay, this. What if we did this? Ooh, I have an idea, hold on. To give it like old engine look. Give like little flaps almost on each, that could be interesting. I do want a blocky ship. I do want us to have like a very blocky look. So we won't have like, go back to the reference. Actually, all these are pretty spot on. I guess we won't have this like dish aesthetic, you know, we might implement that a little bit. But for the most part, it's going to be more focused on like a straight block almost. Let's do that. I do like that. Maybe like that. You know, like how some engine, I don't know the proper term. Some engines have like little, I don't know how else to say it other than flaps. Like they have little flaps. Maybe to help like with steering? I have no idea. But including that look will definitely help sell the, you know, this is made on the cheap, I think. Because it won't have like a fancy ion engine. Or I guess they say that, but I think ion engines, I know they're on TIE fighters, so they're not, I guess we can select all these. So they're not like, you know, top of the line or anything, but I don't know. I don't know much. I know very little. Sure. And again, we're going to be, you know what, yeah, okay, let's get the x-axis done first. But a lot of this is going to be freehand and eyeballing to kind of make sure we get a more uneven look. Uneven, but like still similar, you know? Like only small differences. Actually, how many do we have? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay, so maybe, what if we raise these higher, like in the center? Create like a little wave effect, that could be something. I don't know how I'm feeling. We just gotta keep going, is the thing. We have to keep expanding this until we get to something we like. Oops, probably selected some of the back there. Also, I am sorry about all the clicky clacky. I don't mean to do it, but it's like the only key. This is the quietest keyboard and mouse that I have, so it's very clickety clackety, and I hope it's not too close to the mic to be like really annoying. But if it is, I am sorry. I am aware. Let's see. But yeah, I think we create the wave effect that it has on the top. I do like that. I don't know if that's how it would work in reality, but it's science fantasy, you know? Half of it is just the vibe. You gotta get the sci-fi vibe going. Alright, and then there was something specific I want to do here. I do this with basically every ship design that I get, just because I like having like the ridges going on. Like if we have that on every one of these, I think that'll look really good. Ooh, this is a lot thicker. We don't want that. Wait, why is that not being selected? What? That's fine. It's for the Blender scientist to find out, which we are not. Why do we have that? Wait, what? Oh no. We'll just have to shift click. Add to the clickety clackety. What if we... yeah? That'll probably be fine. Okay, so let's get the X like we did before. Might need some more shoring up with the Z, but I think we're getting there. Yes. Wait. Yes. Question mark? How did I do this? I just... uh-oh. Okay, what if I do... expand these again? There needs to be more of a V. Oh, this is gonna be messy. Hold on. I promise it'll look at least subpar. Okay, if we do... There we go, okay, alright. Bear Shark. Thank you, Bear Shark. I hope it's an entertaining one. Is that too much? That might be too much. We'll see. We'll just do a little on the bottom one there. I think that looks good. That's like an engine block. Looks neat. You can also do on the sides here. Oh, wait. I should do both at the same time. This one might give it too far. Again, we're eyeballing all of this, but partially because I want that effect, but at the same time, partially because I don't know what I'm doing. Yeah, if we do... Oh, and then we can have like a hole, kinda. Ooh. Ideas are happening. If they're good ones, remains to be seen. But the ideas are happening. Did that go through? It did. Ooh. Okay, alright. There we go. And what we'll do is we'll do... Oh wait, is that too far? Okay, hold on. Closer to there. Yeah, that looks a little better. Alright, what we'll do is we'll get rid of the faces here and here. Okay. Oh, wait, no. Oh, that one doesn't have the other one. Uh-oh. I need to do some more work on this side. How far does that go, though? We're quickly losing control of the plot. I think that's good. It's fine. It's fine because I say it's fine. Do what we were doing before. See, that's poking out too much. I don't know why it's not doing it here. Uh-oh. It's fine. It's fine. I gotta move on. Otherwise, I'll be here 4 hours. Okay, here we go. We'll do a new face. We'll just keep doing that for each little, oops, each little section. So it won't. I think that's good, right? Yeah. So now we got like a cool little hole in the engine area. And again, I thought that was a person. I thought the chess table that we had set up for a second was just a whole person, like a fully modeled person. Just entered my blender. Oh boy. Actually scared me a little bit. Uh-oh. Oh. What did I just select? Okay, you know what? We're doing that again. I think I grabbed another vertice somewhere. Is this a face? I think that's a face, right? Yeah, we're good. Okay. Alright, so we got that. Oh, I should have planned these out a little more before we got too into it. Yeah, we're gonna get some weird angles here. Yeesh, I don't know. That looks not too crooked, right? Like... Oh boy. I wish I had done this properly. That looks more like it's bending as opposed to like rotating. Uh-oh. I think that's one of the most commonly said phrases on my streams. Just uh-oh. Let's just do a bit there. And then we can do a bit here. Actually, do I like that though? Hold on. Having it kind of like bend inward again. Let's see, that compared to... That kind of gives it some more character, actually. Hold on. I might have just made a happy accident. Yeah, actually, I can vibe with that. Alright, yeah, let's do that, let's do that. We'll do that, and then we'll get these ridges going again. And the way we'll do it is we'll just extrude from these faces outward. And then build the ship like that. I think that'll be a pretty solid way of getting it done. Boy, I wish I was like more proficient with Blender. I wish I knew like all of the cool little ins and outs, you know? I think it's kind of just like, what did I do there? What the heck? No. Okay, there we go. Back on track. I think it's kind of like programming in that way, where it's like you never know everything about it, you know? You just kind of learn more and more as you go on. I'd be terrified to call myself an expert in programming ever. I could have like decades of experience with it and I'd still be like, I wouldn't call myself an expert. I might want to raise that up a little more. Yeah, let's take that, raise it there, and then we'll make it similar. Like I said, it's going to be a little off. It's going to have like a little character to it, but that's fine. If you have a freighter in Star Wars that's like perfectly clean and angled perfectly and all that, like it doesn't pass the vibe check for me. Let's do... Okay, hold on. Let's see. Let's do inward there. If I wanted to go all out, right, I would do this right here for better texturing, and then we could do like that, and then have like some wires and stuff going on, but I don't know if I want to go that hard with this. I'm kind of feeling we just vibe it out first. So let's wait. Okay, that is the right amount of lines. So we are good. Yeah, we'll just create the actual engine block first, and then do some more detailing as we go. This is where we're going to have some differences in the scale. We'll just try and get it as equal as we can. Maybe get more out there. Then do... It's good enough. And if there's anything I strive to be, it's good enough. No insane, insanely good quality, just enough. That's all I need. Okay, let's see. Do I want to do ridges on the bottom too? Probably. I don't know how much this is picking up on the model, but when I get really invested in modeling, I will like actually turn my head all different types of degrees, thinking that it'll give me a better angle, and it sometimes does, but I mean, it's a flat screen, you know what I mean? So I'm just kind of going all over the place. Ooh, that's a bit too far. Yeah, see, all oh no, all of the ridges are going to be a little a little off, but that's okay. How far off would the actual fins to be? That'll be fine. There we go. Okay, I think that's a pretty good engine block right there. Similar to like the back of the Millennium Falcon or the back of this one. We don't have like these giant engines, even though I do like those. I kind of want to lean into more old school looks with this for right now. What if I actually, hold on. Just an idea. I'm gonna get rid of the fins if I do it, but if I do, like, no, that's a bit too much. I might. Forget I said anything. Does not exist anymore. This Mandalorian one again. Oh, they have like vertical ones. Okay. Interesting. So if I did like that. Like what if I. Okay, hold on. Control. What? No, I don't want to open settings. Control M. God, that's such a stretch. Control M. Go to the mirror. There we go. So if I did something like that, I guess I would create that effect. Have like giant wings that go down, maybe? That could be interesting. You don't see like vertical engines too often. You know, you can see it in basically all of these. They're all very flat and horizontal, and they go along with the rest of the ship, you know? Even with the Razor's crest, you see like two big ones, but they're still going like in that same plane. Hold on, let me try something with this. Instead of extruding like I was gonna do, what if I just create another block? We'll do this. Hold 1 second. I promise it's going somewhere. If we... I'm kind of using this as like a base for what I'm thinking of doing. Because I want to keep it all one shape. Let's do this down. How am I feeling about that, is the question. Create like a larger engine. Like silhouette-wise, how am I feeling here? Kind of closer to the... If anyone remembers episode 1, the Republic's like cruiser thing that explodes like immediately. If I go with that, maybe. Hold on. If not, we can just get rid of this and start over. It's no big deal. I'll just feel this out. I want to keep this hammerhead design. Like that motif going on. What if I do that? That kind of goes out a bit further, though. Which is fine. We'll get there. If I do... Turning more into a cruiser, I think, is a problem. If I did that... yeah, I don't know. I like what they did here with this freighter. Okay, the problem is that in the lore, right, these Corellian freighters, I think this is a Corellian freighter, so okay, I know the Millennium Falcon is a Corellian freighter, but I think this is also Corellia. I remember Corellia made a lot of ships, they're like the big producer. Point is, the big freighters like this, they were still freighters, but the Rebellion used them as like their own cruisers, their own like command carriers, that kind of thing. So while it's still a freighter, it took on that appearance, and that's how I see them now. I don't see them as freighters, I see them as like cruisers. So I don't know if I want to keep that or not. If I do, I might go more this direction, but even then, that's pretty brutal, I guess, is the word for a freighter, you know? What if we, okay, you know what, let's do this. Put that way over there. That's as our little reminder. But we will reset the rotation here, and we'll do the original idea. And if that doesn't work, we can revisit this design idea. But yeah, I want something like bulky is the thing. I want something that is going to look like it could hold cargo, you know? So let's try and get that going. Gotta be careful, because these are probably selecting, yeah, like that. When you get all these faces together, it gets very jumbled very quickly. Also, fun thing, before stream, I was going through an art book that Beetle got me, like years ago, that I visit every now and again when I get into a very Star Wars-y mood, where I'm just like, I want to see Star Wars stuff. I was going through that, and there were a lot of like lightsaber designs that weren't used, and I'm like, that's a tragedy, because they're beautiful designs, they're really cool. One of my big, I'm hearing thunder, we might have a storm, and if that's going to happen, I can't guarantee the integrity of the stream, so that'll be fun. That's also, I think I'm recording, hold on. Yes, okay. I'm also recording. I heard rumbles earlier on, so I want... Oh wait, no. Oh no, I didn't keep that. That's fine. We can... I don't know. We'll do this. Whoops. Let me get this going before I continue my rant. This is about as close as I can get it. Yeah, no, so I heard like a bunch of rumblings, that's why I'm recording, but before that interrupted me, there are, one of my biggest gripes, I guess nerd gripes, you know, things that don't matter but matter to me, is the fact that they, at one point, really tried to make like the lightsaber interesting again, and you can see it with like the Inquisitor lightsaber, which is fine, you know, but it just ended up being kind of goofy in the long term. I can actually do the y-axis. Like it never hit a chord where I was like, oh, that's a cool design. And part of the problem was that they just didn't do, hold on, I'm trying to think of multiple things, and that's usually a problem. We should probably, you know, let's do it like this. Let's do, let me just create like a wall and no, we're still getting that clipping. That's okay, we can figure this out. But part of the problem, I thought, was that they just didn't do like other sword designs. Like they didn't just take from like you never really saw like a claymore, you know. It was always just like, what if we keep adding more and more stuff to it? And it's just like that could work for like a bit, but you guys need to have like something else going on. Like if they just remixed the, is that gonna create an issue? That might create a touchstring issue. We'll just keep the flaps down there, weird. You know, if you just like took from other sword designs for like your single hilt, I think that would be great, you know? And they started doing that with the High Republic, which I haven't really seen much of, if I'm being honest. My big exposure was that art book, but like the designs in them were really cool. Like they had like some fencing inspirations, they had like a nunchuck one, which didn't really vibe with me, but it was cool to see them, you know, try other things, you know, and also things that like fans have tried, which I thought was neat. Just to be like, okay, would this work? Let's do that maybe. I think that'll work. I think that's okay. Then we can have like a main ridge here to kind of show like that's where the engine room would be. But yeah, I don't know. To me, it's like, let's get the basic lightsaber some changes, and nothing like major. You don't need anything insane. Just like some basic stuff going on, like having the guard. You know, like there's like a fold-out guard that was done in that series, which I thought was, you know, that was neat. It was a good touch, and it made sense for the universe, you know. I think I might have preferred if it was like full metal, I guess, as opposed to having like their own little beams. I think that adds a bit too, it goes a bit too silly, but I mean, that's kind of the thing with Star Wars. You gotta hit the right balance of silly and like, for lack of, I hate using the term realistic. I hate using the term realistic, especially for science fantasy. But in this case, I guess practical would be more what I mean. Because people will use like, oh, it's realistic, it's not realistic, and it's like, we're talking about space wizards. Like, it doesn't need to be ultra realistic. But like something practical, I guess, is what I'm thinking. And I think it would be more practical to have the guard be that full metal, as opposed to like another beam. But other than that, I liked it. I thought it was a nice touch, and they actually ended up going with that design over the fence grip, which actually, hold on, I'll just show you what I'm talking about. Bring it over here. So like, you know, I have like the normal hilt here. They did a thing where it was like, I'm not gonna be putting a lot of effort into this. It's gonna be a little janky, but that's okay. So rotate. There we go. So you know, you'd hold it here, and then you'd have like that little hand guard here, and it was like really fancy and really pretty, really cool design. Which, you know, it made me sad that they didn't go along with that design for at least like one of their characters. But I understand why they didn't, you know, because the other one had a lot of like style, you know. And fun thing, I think they used that again in the MMO, not Knights of the Old Republic, just the Old Republic. Because I have something similar to that in-game. It's like the Sith version, but still. Let's do that. I forgot to hold on shift. Like, what if we did this right here? And then keep in mind, all of this is going to be vibe based. There's not going to be any like thought outside of just this might look neat and then I'm gonna do it. But like what if we had like round almost like tanks? I think that could be interesting to see. Both these. Take 2 of these on each side. Because again, it's supposed to be a cargo ship. So maybe it's hauling, what is it called? There's a specific gas that's used in most blasters. I forget the name. It started with a T, I think? That's gonna kill me. I'm gonna need to look that up in a second. But yeah, like maybe that's what this ship was designed to do. Maybe it was designed to ship that gas safely. And I know that you can technically have different kinds of gas. I'm talking about like the most popular, the one that's on like the red bolts. Let's do that. Need to make it a bit shorter. Okay, we'll have like one of these be, one of these be like gas canisters essentially, and then the rest of the ship will be for like standard cargo. Like we're going to use all of this, don't worry. I just wanted to create this before I forget. There we go, this is taking on a good shape, I think. Then we do... the next part, kind of feather stroke our way out of that. Let's do... Let me get rid of this selection real quick. That if I do... Ooh, that's gonna mess with... Okay, alright. Never mind, then. We'll select this and we'll do that later. Eventually I want to have these curve inward, but that's fine. You can have it go on a little further. Let's actually, so we don't mess with the canister area. We'll keep that going. Do I want to expand? Because I think if I, hold on. I'm going to correct this like immediately, but is that going to affect? No, I guess not. Okay, you know what, that works. We'll do this right here. There we go. So what I'm thinking is, let me just get another block. I can show you like the general silhouette of what I'm thinking of doing. And you guys can tell me if it's bad or not. Do like that, and then slowly have it go inward like that. Until eventually we get like a dome almost up here. So we have like this huge engine area, and then we'll have it kind of cone inward, you know? Is this how I'm thinking we do it? We'll have to see. We'll have to see how it goes. Kind of get a... That kind of looks too... Starship-y. It doesn't look blocky enough. We need to focus on it being blocky. What if okay, what if instead we do, be selected, what if that maybe, maybe some alterations here. How about that? Maybe modify the center here. Have that be a bit more thin. Okay, this is just going to be like a general shape that we're going for. Help us keep that silhouette going. I don't want it to be too disconnected, but I like having the like cargo pods almost here. I think that could work. So if we do, I don't know, Espal silhouette, that's completely wrong. Hold on. Silo 8. There we go. It's not right at all, but it'll work. So yeah, we'll keep that down there as just like a reminder of what we're going for, generally speaking. I'm actually going to increase the size, because if we bring this back, I mean, like that's not a lot of room. So we're going to, you know what, let's just balloon both of these out. There we go, that's looking a little bit better. Should I expand that more? Maybe create like a better ring? Like what if we, hold on. Again, this is just experimenting right now, but we could probably round it out though, right? Add some more stuff going on there. Basically, I want to make it more obvious that this is where that starts. What if we, I think if we do it down here. Yes, okay, hold on. Follow me on this. Like, yeah, if we do this right here, create like this little ridge, and then create like bolts almost around it to make it look really industrial. I think that's the way to go. Okay, so we have that idea in our head. I guess what I could do is I could cut it down the middle, copy it, and then mirror. So like do, I'm not gonna keep it this way, but we can do that right there, to make sure it's a bit more similar. But again, I want to keep it a little asymmetrical. Let's see. Like what if we, okay, if we do that right there, and then I think that's the ring we want. Yeah, if we did like that, we could do a copy, and then Control M, X, and then there we go. But I wanna save that for the end, you know, if we can't really get it all even. I think it's fine right now. Like, we're gonna need to work on it eventually, but I think for the moment, as long as we don't do anything that's too asymmetrical on purpose, we should be good. I think we just roll these back. I don't know what song this is, but I like it. It's the curse of these, like, one of the many curses of these Nintendo playlists. I don't know the song. Also, it might get me copyright. But it's chill, you know? The whole point is to just chill so I'm not worried about it. It's just one of those things where if they do go like, hey, this is a copyright violation, we're taking the music away, I'd be like, alright. The people that were on stream, they got to experience it and chill, so I'm fine with that. Rude of you to do, but okay. And honestly, I haven't actually had that happen, surprisingly. I've had it happen with one of my streams, and it muted for, I think, like a minute or two. Like, one of the songs, they were like, no, that's not one that we want you to have, and they took that, and it was like, weird, but okay. Okay, so we're getting a bit of a texturing, or a mesh issue here. Which, I mean, given the way I did it, yeah, that makes sense, but... Ooh, I don't know how much that's going to really affect the model. If this were to go into a game, I would be much more concerned about that. But usually, when I make something like this, it is for printing or just to have in my, like, collection. It is not one for a game or anything like that, so I'm not usually too worried about it. I do like to prevent it if possible, though. You know, because who wants mesh issues? Let's see, is that about straight? You know what, I actually might keep that, though. Like it, I don't know if my hand tracking is going to work, but like it goes straight and then curves out a little bit. That could look nice. And you know what, I'm going to hide that silhouette for a second. So we can get the lower half going. Yes, I think that's about right. Okay, then we do... Oops, I think I messed up here. Yeah, I know what I just said, but I mean, this is a pretty major one. Tools, please. Go. Let's select there. Oof, yeah, that's gonna be a problem. See, it's trying to make a flat face based on this. I guess we can expand that outward. Let me get that face back, hold on. And make sure it's happening on both sides. No, interestingly enough. Okay, hold on. Oh, I see. That vertice wasn't pulled up for whatever reason. I think that's what's causing it. So if we do that, we should be good, yeah? Now the problem is just getting it to be as even as possible. I'm sure there's a tool. I'm sure there's a way that we can make that, like, more, a bit more easy to get, you know. You can barely tell, but, like, you can see that this is going in a bit, and then this is more flat. You can see right here, this, like, L shape that we got going on. And again, it's something that only I am going to really notice, but it's going to bug me. I think that'll be about good, right? No, it's still there, but that's fine. I need to stop, otherwise I'll obsess over it. And it's simply not worth obsessing over. Okay, let's do this lower half of the engine. Oops, bit too much there. You know what? Yeah, I'm gonna stop pulling the like fin that we got going on here, so we can start making that go more in. Nope. I think we're... Yeah, okay, there we go. Nice. What if we... Oh, we have a face copied over here. Let's get rid of these. Check and see if there are any more. Yep, okay, we're good. Let's see if we can just pull it forward. Hold on. Don't get mad at me. Doesn't look like... Yes, I think we're good. Okay. Pull the silhouette back. Let's see where we are. Okay. So we would next need to do this and then inward. I think the shape is starting to, well, take shape, but... Oops, went right through the references. You know what? I'm gonna cut out the... Here, let me hide this for a second. This, like, indent that we have going on, I might cut that. Let's see. Hold on. Let's use our silhouette as a smaller scale. If we do this, and then... make it a bit thicker, you know? Maybe turn the arrow more into a hammer, like that. I like that. I think that'll work. Let's get this out of the hidden. Like if we... I shouldn't be doing this so fast, but I want to see how this will look. Whoops. Yeah, we'll need to lower this ridge probably once it gets going. So here, and here. You know what, actually, let's do here, create more of a neck. And out. Something more like that, I think, would look good. Because I want to keep that blocky shape, like the Corellian that we have going on over there. And I think it's, I think this is pretty good, actually. Like, again, silhouette-wise, it's turning more into like a transport ship, I think. But I don't think it's bad. Yeah, let's, okay. Let's go back to, I think here is probably a good spot, right? The ridge to start to come down a little bit. Nope, nope, nope. There we go. Yeah, that one, this one. Oh, wait, no, we should probably raise this a little. My mind is wanting to make it more of an arrow, but I know that's not what we're going for. So, hold on. If we do that right there. Grab these, put that in, do it on the top. Eventually I might want to, well, you know, let's see what that looks like. Hold on. What if we do that, and then kind of mimic the fin that we have going on here. I'm going to still keep the blockiness, but at the same time make a bit of a bevel. Wouldn't hurt. Yes, okay, so let's do this, then we'll make sure that they're about the same. Yeah, I'm liking that. Okay. Oops, I'm gonna select those again. Ooh, wait, that actually might be a bit further out there. It's the balancing game. Okay, there we go. So now, we select these two and these two, and bring them forward. We get like an interesting effect going on here. And we also provide a bit more detail to it, you know? Do I want to create more ridges is the thing. Because ridges on ships and just technology in general, to me, it's such an easy way to make it like look sci-fi-y, and especially Star Wars-y. So I might do it again. We'll see. Hold on. Let's bring this out. Is that selecting too much? Don't want to select that. Yes, we do have some of these selected, which is not what we want. Whoops. Nope. Okay, over here, please. Blender, you need to work with me. Okay, alright, come on. Where is this connection? Every time I try and select the other face, it's selecting the other one. Okay. Where is this dot? There's so many dots. Okay, here we go. There we go, got it. Okay. I wonder why so many digital artists wear glasses. It's a mystery we'll never find out. Nope, this one. Okay, that'll work. Used the wrong formula, got to the right conclusion. Where is that one being... What? Okay, hold on. There we go. Okay. Beautiful. Okay, so if we do that, what are we looking at now? Okay, alright. I do want there to be a little bit of a neck here. We're just looking a little flat is the problem. Let's do, okay. Maybe now we make it into more of an arrow. Gonna go off script a little. As like the cockpit and all that. I don't know. I'm gonna have to go back and forth on this one. Let's see. Because I don't want the, yeah, this is looking like a big spot. What if we do more like this, and then this might look weird. Hold on. Yeah, no, I'm not feeling that. Okay, so the problem that we're going to have now is just how big we're going to have to make the cockpit here. And again, just experimenting. I know I got that one, that face, but I don't mind right now. We have a couple of issues right now where we're trying to figure out like how big we want this and how to get it smaller without looking too out of place. Hide silhouette. I don't think that's horrible, but I know I can do more, you know? That's the issue that I'm having. And especially the front. The front is just not working for me. Uh-oh. I think I might have went too far. Yeah, we might be stuck with that. Yeah, we're stuck with that neck. Oops. Oh, well, it's fine. Before we do too much again, we'll just have that off in the corner, so we have a spot to go back to. You know what, this Imperial one, hold on. This Imperial one right here, that might be our answer. Is have, I just don't want it to go into that V, you know? So what if we, okay, hold on. What if we go to Vertice, take all of that, oh, Banjo-Kazooie, wonderful. If we do that, and then extend this outward, again, hold on, let me go. If we do that, this is just to give us a good visual. Ooh, that might be it. That looks weird. I like that. Look, we go for weird here. Let's get the vertices. I guess the only problem is now it might be giving too Imperial vibes, which I'm not a fan of. Because this is not supposed to be a military look. But at the same time, I do like that hammer head that we got going on. That is kind of working, isn't it? What if we, okay. Let's keep pulling this. So, we'll smooth it out in a second, but I mean, would this be the right spot to start? No. Could have done this so much prettier, but I didn't. I messed up. Okay, what if we did? I think that'll be a good way of smoothing this out. What if we take these and then bring it down the Y. Yeah, there we go. I'm trying to make that as smooth as possible. Ooh, actually, what if we take these faces too? Then, again, hold on. I know it looks funky right now, but we'll get there. If we grab these, then extend. Yeah, oh yeah, that's working. It's definitely a bigger freighter. It's definitely not like, I don't know, I'd kind of consider this to be like a medium freighter, you know, like kind of a little bit bigger than the Millennium Falcon. Like if we do, hold on, I'm gonna make a little disc. I think my recording just failed. Yeah, I ran out of space on a drive for recording. That's fine. Bad idea. Well, I mean, we've been going fine, so no backups. For like an equivalent scale, I think the Millennium Falcon would be like around this. Something like that. So I don't think it would be like too much bigger. I just think this one's more dedicated to being a freighter, you know? Which is weird to say because the Millennium Falcon is a freighter, but you know. This one just might have more cargo in mind, I guess. Let's get that, this. If we... Ooh, another idea. Another accursed idea emerges from my brain. What if we also gave it some turrets here? Oops, okay, I see. In that case, what if we... Wait. Oh, that's weird. Wait, how did that happen? Hold on. I don't know how to illustrate what's happening. Okay, so big on the right, and then too little on the left, and then big on the left, or big on the right, other way around. You get what I'm saying? These are... Huh. Okay, hold on. Wait. Is that right, though? No, that's right. That... I think... Oh wait, no, I was just... Okay, I see. I was turned around. My bad. Yeah, if we do this right here, and then on the bottom, like we give it forward-facing, I guess not turrets, because turrets have like the full, like round 360, which I guess we could do back here, actually. Hold on. If we do this right here as a block, we do that. Make it as square as we can. And then have that just as a reminder of, you know, that being a turret. I think that would give you a pretty good 360, which might be all we need. What does this look like, though? Let me finish my thought. We'll keep... You know what? No. Let's get rid of it. We'll have it there as a reminder. Yeah, if we... What does it look like if we do this? Then take that. Extend outward. Okay, we need that smaller. But I think having like two like forward-facing, I guess, cannons would be a good idea. And then we can have like a smaller turret in the back. Because again, we're not too worried about making this like superly heavily armored or anything. It's a freighter. The Rebellion used it a lot and had like modified it to make it, you know, war worthy. But we gotta remember that like it is originally supposed to be a freighter, you know, like these are all freighters more or less. And what they're known for is just being modified to be more dangerous. Yeah, I think this is about going to be the size of the mod. If we take, okay, hold on. That might be a better way of doing this. Hold on. If we do, let me quickly make a mock-up of, oops, it's going to connect to that. We don't want that. Let me quickly make a mock-up of what the Millennium Falcon's cockpit looks like, because I think it actually might be bigger at this rate. Like we might just have like a very large cockpit. What if we, okay, hold on. This, fine. And then make it a bit more round. Doesn't really matter. We're not going to be using it. If we take this into account as like an average human-sized thing, dealing with about that, I would say. So let's scale this up more. So then that would be, I would think the Millennium Falcon is going to be a little bit bigger actually, which is interesting. Because if we, again, this is the cockpit of the Millennium Falcon. We're comparing that to this right here. Like the same size. Probably needs to be closer to that, actually. So yeah, this isn't as big as I thought it was going to be. Not a problem, just an interesting thing. Let's go face and select these. Because these need to be... Yeah, there we go, okay. Yeah, sorry, I just wanted to get like a general size of what we were dealing with. We could still have like reasonable living quarters in the ship, you know? Smaller for sure, but not like, you know, too cramped. I'd like to think that it would be probably in this area, like starting here, ending about maybe here. Probably 4, you know, 2 on each side. And then the actual cargo starts here on these 2. And then we have like the engine room here. I think that works. I think that works. We could also try, this is gonna look ridiculous, but we could just widen it a little bit. Actually, that kind of works though. Oh, that's ridiculous, but it kind of works. Could we increase on the Z? Not really, no. I think we can only get away with that magic trick once. And I do like what we've created here as a little ship, but that needs to be its own thing later on. Falcon as a size comparison. What was the name of the Falcon? Yes, okay. So, back to what we were doing. Let's get these as lowered as we can. Because they need to be the thing that the turret will spring from. Oops. There we go. I think it's about even, right? Let's just do... There we go, perfect. Yeah, okay, that'll work. And then we can add like, just like a cylinder. Rotate on the X. let's zoom in there. Create a focus. Ooh, why is it like that? Wait a minute. Rotation 980. There we go. I don't know why that happened. Okay, let's... You know what? Let's do this, actually. Because I want to make it visually interesting. There we go. Again, we're still in the rough, like, sketching portion. But still. You know what? I'm actually going to delete that for now. Because we're not in the center. So I can't, like... Well, actually, hold on, wait. If I mirror... Yeah, that doesn't work. I didn't think so. But we gotta try. Gotta try new things every now and again. Let's do this. Let's add... Let's do our easy sci-fi. Add a ridge. Let's getting both of them right, yeah. Add a ridge. Lower it down. Then go back. It was a bit too far. Let's do... Select that face. It might be too high up, actually. There we go. You know, let's do a little bit of beveling here. Let's do that, maybe. I think that works, yeah. Do that on each side. It's a bit too... we need to... Okay, what we need to do is add another here about... God, the mesh on this model is going to be so cursed. It's an Eldritch model, but again, it's just for fun. We're not like stressing about it. It's just I would not want to be the one to texture this, which I'm probably going to be the one to texture this. I'm probably at some point going to look through my library and be like, okay, this looks neat. We'll spend a stream texturing it and, you know, learning how to texture in general, because I don't know how. It's a bit better. The ridge is off-center, which is going to be annoying. Hold on. Ooh, God, the amount of vertices. Oh. Maybe. Perhaps. Oh, that's so not how you're supposed to do things. Okay, let's do... Let's do this now. Because we do want to keep the block. But at the same time, we want it to be a bit more beveled around this area. So, I'm not going to do a full loop cut or loop select here. I'm just going to not include these at all. That, okay. God, I'm going to have to put a flashing warning on the time lapse of this. There's going to be a lot of like a lot of stuff happening, and I don't want people to watch it and get hurt. We should probably include that. There we go. Okay. Let's do by the x-axis here. That's a bit crunchy. Oh, that's why. There are multiple... Okay. Why are you doing that? Okay. I think we got all of them. The thunder seems to agree. Oh, I gotta do my moderation duty. Check this out. Be gone. Also, so I guess my my blocking is not working properly. That's fine. I'll just have to edit it again. I think that's working, right? I mean, it's doing enough. It's gonna be too much. I think this might just be a very blocky ship. Which again, is fine. That's kind of what we were going for. But this blocky, you gotta be kidding me. Let's do right there. You know, do I want that to do that though? Like, do I want this to be like straight, like up and down like this? I think so. I think that adds like a bit of uniqueness to the design. Do I dare add another ridge? Let's do this. Do one there. God, the mesh, I messed up the mesh somewhere. I don't know how. Like, I don't know why this isn't connected. You know what, I'm gonna do this. I actually don't know if it'll auto detect what I'm doing or not. I just don't know where these came from. Ooh, okay. Was it connected to these? No. Oh boy. Okay, let's get rid of the vertices there. Hold on. I don't know. Oh, it's connected here. I see. No, wait, it's not. That's the loop I just made. What are you? Where did you come from? Let's just do... Okay, you know what? It's fine. We'll just do... I need to make, like a clear area of... This is where the windows are, you know? So let's do... No, not you. Oops, that's a bit too low. If we do that... Alright, hold on. You might be getting somewhere. gonna bring back the chess table. Let's do this. Actually, you know what? Just full rotation. Again, this is average chair, like, height. I think that works, right? Based on the silhouette, like just 2 pilots could be there. Yeah, okay. It's just, it might make the rest of the ship kind of cramped. Hold on. Do the focus. Assuming that the deck is going to be right there. That should be enough head space, right? Like if we're doing like a, I don't know, like 6 foot as like our average, right? 6 foot height, and you're sitting here. When you stand up, probably go to like one of the, right there, maybe? I think that'll be enough. I just wish I could do like a Z. I think that might work. Yeah, okay, I'm gonna do it. See if I can get away with that. I'm sure somebody at some point will call me out, but what they don't know is I have the secret weapon of not caring. Let's see. Let's do... You know what? Ooh, this could look good. Let's do... Because we're already getting some texturing, or some mesh issues right there. So what if we kind of lean into that? Just a bit there. Call it like a plating, you know. And you know what? I'm gonna actually focus on this side. We're gonna probably do the mirror, because I mean that's going to give us better symmetry. We're not doing anything that's like way out of place, so focus on making this one look good. So straight up and down. No, not quite. There we go. I just don't know what's happening here. Hold on. Yeesh, okay. Can be fixed. Probably. You know what? I'm doing something brave. Check this out. Just gonna... Oops, not that one. There we go. Okay, interesting. Suboptimal. There we go. And we are going to keep that, like hole really quick. Because what we're going to do is we're just going to add in a cylinder and put some more detail into it. Make it look a lot better without having it to be, or without it having to be focused on the same mesh. I think would work. But we do need to get rid of this one. Do that. This should get all of the faces. Boy, this is. Okay, come on. Come on, eyes. Don't fail me now, even though this is terrifying. Okay, there we go, got it. Let me get rid of the faces. Just move this away for a second. Okay, that is separate. There we go. And remember, we're going to half this ship, so everything over here we're not worried about. Okay, let's do that. Okay, then we take this, can make this look a lot nicer. Much more like a tank as opposed to what we had before. Yeah, here we go. Add these until I lose interest, I guess. Select loops, edge loops. I'll try and make this as rounded as I can. You know what, let's bring that up a little. Right here. Edge loops, there we go. There we go, that's looking pretty rounded. Alright, let's do... You know what? We'll do a mirror here, actually. I can show you what I'm talking about. Get rid of the faces. I wanted to get rid of it more. Would it be... Is that how that works? Hold on, what? Faces... Yeah, I guess so. Okay. Then we add a new face. And now we have this to mirror on the Z axis. There we go. That's looking a lot nicer. Then we can do... You know what? Let me try something. If we select by all the edges here, what if we do that and then maybe... Ooh, that's gonna be the whole thing. Actually, yeah, I don't know an easy way to do this. Like if we create a thing, like a rim almost, that might look good. I guess it's kind of already doing what I want it to do. Yeah, you know what, let's just keep that. Actually, also, what if we... There we go. That looks good. Or at least freighter-y. kind of looks like a Lego piece, actually. That's fine. Okay, let's do... Let's make sure... Nope. No. Ooh, don't wanna do an auto smooth. Just wanna get the chest out of the way. There we go. You know what, we'll do that, and we'll also do this, because this is the side we're keeping. Now what we'll do is we will get as much of this as we can, even as we can, which I apologize in advance for burning out people's retinas, but okay, alright, if we do that, then get rid of all the vertices, then we are flying half a ship. We can do this. Oh boy. Oh, is that it? I might have gotten in one. I don't know about that little piece there. What's happening there? What is that? I don't know what's happening here. Hold on. I'm gonna... we'll just do this and then get rid of these. There we go. Okay. I don't know what that was. There we go. And there's our full ship. We can do this right here, get this over, and then we can modify the little cannons in a second. But yeah, I think this is like the general silhouette we're gonna be going with. We do still have the turret. Let me move both of these off, just so we can get those exact in a second. Yeah, let's get a turret back here. I think that makes sense. Because again, it is a freighter, but it still needs to be protected. So if we do this right here, get like a good block for it to be on. Ooh, do we want one on the top and the bottom, or is it just the top? It'll just be the top. Okay. We'll do that. And then let's get this very slightly off. Ooh, let's do this. And again, we're going to just make it rough right now. Oops. But we are going to eventually build this out a bit more. Right now it is just like a visual note that we are doing. Needs to be out a bit further. Let's just go back to that right there. Again, similar. Scale that back. You know what? I just remembered the thing that we just did. We can just take this and then mirror. Again, I don't know why I'm trying to make it all. Let's just go back. I can make this so much easier on myself. I don't know how to do. Oh my god. Okay, here we go. Just get rid of all of that. Create a new face here. Okay. And so like the turret will be, or like the blasters will be on this little node. I want to extend those actually. Let that go out a little more. Yes, with a question mark. I'm actually going to steal that. We'll zoom in here. Ooh, do we want... Hold on. What if we... Jeez, okay. We had this going on. What? Make it like a light turret, you know? These need to go further in. I think that works. The only problem is if you try to animate this, you're going to have to, like if you want it rotating, you have to hold the whole thing rotating. You know, let's do, again, it's probably something that's not going to matter, but I figure we might as well. Let's make this more easily animated. Vertices there. That way we have a platform and the actual turret, and then do copy. Nope, didn't want to do that. Copy, paste. I thought there was a way to do it, is there not? Hold on. Okay. So, copy, paste. Okay, hold on. Sorry. What if we delete vertices? No, that's not doing it. I could have sworn there was a way to make it a new object. Hold on. Okay, we'll just do it like this. It's messy, but we'll do it like this. We'll just get rid of the ones up here. Oh wait, no, this will be the turret. We'll do this. Get rid of all the vertices there. This will be turret. And then we can, this as close as possible. There we go. Then do this, get rid of the vertices there. We'll name that turret base. And now we have a free moving turret here. And we can spin all around and it won't bother the base. Okay. So now we could do this here. And I'm spending a lot of time on this turret, I'm sorry. But I think this will look good. Simple, but good, you know? Copy, mirror, X, join. Actually, I forgot to do it with ship. Yeah, those are both free. Alright, wonderful. Ooh, what if we did, okay, hold on. A weird thought, but what if we Get them like slightly off center of each other. Did like that right there. I think it looks neat. Let's. You know what? You know I'm gonna do another ridge. You know I gotta. Let's see. Ooh, actually, it might look good just like this. If we just do right there, it's a bit off. Oops. That's probably the best we're gonna get. Do like that. Shrink those down. And then, alright, fine, we'll do it this way. Is that gonna be weird? No, okay, we're good. Just move that in like that. It makes it look a bit more science-y. Okay, yeah. It's looking good. Let's do. Oh, but we're not on the center yet. Should it be longer, do you think? Like, what if we go in here and just make the midsection a bit longer? Is there anything? I think that might make a bit more sense if nothing else. You know what? Bring back the silhouette. How long was that? Yeah, actually about that long. Alright. I think that works. And then let's see. Let's get this back to a 0 location. Oh, it's like that, I see. Okay, alright. That's fine. I didn't know we were that off, but it makes sense. We started with the engine. We'll hide the references. We'll just reset everything real quick. Also, the Z is off now, so we need to keep that in mind. Okay, so how... this to be as center as possible. You know what? I'm gonna lower the stud, like a Lego stud. Okay, location X. There we go. Alright, you know what? Real quick, I need to look up what that is called. That like the gas that would go in that tank. It's going to kill me. Blaster gas name. I think Bespin was like a mining colony for it. No, not the fuel. Oh my god. Oh wait, is this it? Tibina gas? Tibina. Was it gas used in fuel, as such, a valuable resource, found high qualities in the anode sector. I swear I know the name, I just can't. Like, my brain is not letting me. Oh, hold on, I hit another thing on my computer that I did not want to hit. You go away. I swear I know the name of it and how to pronounce it. If I heard it, it would hit me like a truck. Pretty sure it would be the end of me. Let's do that. Yeah, there we go. Okay. Okay, so now what we can do is we can copy that over and then just do a negative value of that x and get it mirrored. There we go. I actually might want to... It might look weird, but I want to see what it looks like. Hold on. Wait, why is that happening? Okay, it must have been an issue with the joining. Like, what if we do like that almost? That makes it look more tough, in my opinion. I don't know why. Like adding a couple of points like this. I'm not too worried about these being perfect, so. Then these. Create more of. Yeah, there we go. That looks a lot more like a turret to me. I don't know why, but adding those little bits made it so much more real. I'm kind of tempted to add like just a giant satellite dish on it, because that is very classic Star Wars. It's just to have like a weird dish just somewhere on the model. I had another one of these. Where did they go? Okay, lost the time. Understood. Offered up as a sacrifice to the model gods. Also, we can make this look a bit more funky. Hold on. I think the length there is fine. What if we did... No, not feeling that one. That might be something. Do a refocus here. There we go. That's starting to look a bit more sci-fi. Let me... There we go, yeah. Get a bit more rounded there, maybe. What if we... Okay, take this, extend, lower. Yeah, that's working. We can do the same thing that we did before, which is just give the x a negative value. Goes over there. Is it better taller? I'm kind of wanting to... Let's get the... Okay, you know what? First off, no, they don't. Kind of wanting to lower these, though. Or lower the cockpit a little. Let's do... you know what, actually? What if we... squish it down just a little. Does that need to be lowered still on the top? I think it does. I think we lowered it way too much at the bottom. You know what? That kind of works. It's very flat, but it's not like... It's not bad. It's just very flat. Very flat chip. Which again, I think that kind of works for a cargo ship, you know? Like modern day cargo ships. They're very blocky. Raise that up too. Give it a little more depth, you know? We don't want it to be too blocky or too flat. I guess the question now is, would I see something similar to this in like a concept art book or something? Like this was the original design for so-and-so ship, but we got rid of it because of this. I think that's going to help it too, these fins. I can pop out a little more. Do that. Yeah, that actually helps a lot. Visually, for some reason, I don't know why, but it definitely helps. What if we... Is that too much? No, actually, adding like weird, like mini wings at the back kind of works. I don't know why. I did say a majority of this was going to be vibe based, and we're kind of getting there. Yes. What if we... Okay, hold on. Hear me out. Focus there. Over the Z. That also kind of works. See, now we have to add in the detailing, and I think that's going to be the thing that really sells this, you know? Let's see. We got the teeny tiny blasters here, and we have the turret over here. Let's do this actually. Again, for animation purposes. Of course I say that, but then these flaps would be a nightmare. Because then you'd have to like, oops. Then you'd have to like select these individually. Go up and down and make sure you're not warping anything. So, I mean, it's somewhat animator friendly. What if we raise this section a little? Ignore that. I'm just trying to get a good look, but the joining is not going to be my friend here anymore. Yeah, see, we're gonna be selecting that. Ooh, that's bad. No, I don't want to select that one. Okay, what if I... No. Oh, I selected more. Both of these need to stop being selected, please. Okay, cool. Now what does it look like I'm not feeling it. I think we may keep it flat, honestly. Like if we... Let's do this, hold on. Unrelated, but if we bring that back, I do think that looks better, yeah. Would it look good if we... What if we did this? Oh, you know what? I should probably... We'll do like a face on here and extend both of these down. Yeah, I like that. Like I said, the texturing on this would be a nightmare, frankly. Let me make that lower. No. But I think overall, we're doing pretty good. What if we... take this, and then extend over here. Would that be anything? Oh, we didn't do the bottom half of that. That's fine. We can go ahead. Make sure we're getting the right spots. There's a start over here. Ends about there, right? I think so. Again, this is entirely to avoid worrying about the texturing. But I do think it works. I think it works good for what we're going for. How far did we go with that? Okay, that's about right. Select my vertice. Alright, that's looking good. Oh wait, that's the middle that I was comparing it to. You know what though? That gives it kind of some asymmetry going on. I'll stick with it. Wouldn't be that hard to fix, but I do kind of like that. And again, I like to think that this is some kind of plating that they just put on. You know, didn't really worry about the cost of it. They're just like, I need some protection, so we'll put it above the quarters, make it easier for people to survive that. And of course the cockpit is already like, just massive, so... I like to think that all of the armor went to those two locations. And it wasn't much, you know what I mean? Just like, this will be enough for like base survivability. Yeah, there we go. Give it a bit more curve there. We might start doing the interior. What is this? Oh, that's the Falcon comparison. I see. We might start doing the interior soon. Just because I don't know what else I'd want to add. I think a majority of it is good. Yeah, let's do that. The way we'll do that is we will copy this, copy that over, Didn't we have another? What is this? Yeah, we did. We'll keep that over there. I don't see why not. I might want to reuse that base. But yeah, we'll do inside map. And we'll just compress that down. And then this will be our general like silhouette of what's going on inside. We can divvy stuff out a little easier this way. Although I might want to actually, you know what? Let's blow this up a little bit. Yes, and then we'll bring these over as well. Just to get a better idea of where we are visually. Okay, so where did the chair go? I don't know where my... Is that a silhouette? No, I don't care about that. Where did the chess set go? Or chess table go? We've completely lost that. Unfortunate. Oh, is that? Oh, that's the other. That's the other turret. Where did? There you are. I see you now. Let's bring that over. All right. Wonderful. Okay, cool. So now we can use this as actual furniture. Let's bring this up here and make the two like pilot seats first. You know what? If we're gonna do that too, the scale is getting huge. I'm sorry. If we are going to do that, we might as well set this back to 0x. That way we can do some easier mirroring when we need to. It's about on par, right? Yeah, that'd work. Yeah, now the question is how we're going to do this in a 3D space. I guess we can make like actual pieces of furniture. We could do... Maybe this is the engine block. Where's the X0? There we go. Happy here. I'm gonna use some inspiration from like the Ebon Hawk, the way that it has its engine. Where it's like, let's see, like this, and then, oops, I'm gonna go out, it kind of spreads out a little bit. If you played the games, you might know what I'm talking about. It does like that, and then it has like this going on. Let's do it like this. Hold on. Bear with me. Oh boy. We're getting there. We're getting there. It's gonna be alright. Let's focus on... God, it's so funny hearing just like thunder and like just this storm going on outside. And I'm like, I like playing video games. I like my Stars War. Just such a... And like the music playing. Oh my god. Does that look too off? Let's do... Okay, hold on. Let's get this even. I have an idea. Here we go. Let's do this, right? Let's get all of these lines even. And then after that, we'll have it kind of go out a little bit to make it look more like there's actual components going on. If we do... something like that, maybe? Yeah, let's do... I think it looks good. It's one of those things where it looks engine adjacent, but also like Star Wars-y. We can also do this. I want it to look as engine-y as possible. Can you tell I have no idea what an engine is? Just like pipes in there, I'm pretty sure. Pipes, and I'm pretty sure there's a belt involved at some point, but outside of that, you got me. No clue. Tell me anything is going on down in there. Back out. Of course. It's a bit... The slope is a bit too much here, I think. We need to iron that out a little bit. It'll work. Yeah, we'll do that, and then we'll actually make some, like, walls. I don't know why it's spawning over there. Why did I just put it there? No, dude, come on. There we go. 0, 0. God. Okay. Yeah, we'll keep the X as is. And then we can do like this, right? And keep that as like a division, you know? I think that'll be the easiest way to kind of get a good visual on what's going on inside. I mean, normally it would just be a case of like sketching this out, but I don't have pen and paper and a mouse and keyboard, so we're just gonna have to make it work. We did, okay, so what if we did that, and then rotate 90. Tracks. Yes, I think that's gonna work good. Okay, so we got that. I imagine the rest would be like a hallway here. So let's just go ahead and extend out to about here. And then copy. It's gonna be rough, but you'll get like a general sense of the room scale and all that. I can do that. We'll do 2 quarters, like I said before, on each side. We'll keep them small. We don't want them to be like these massive areas. They're just there to get like the basic necessities. Do that. Oops. I don't know why that's not going all the way over. That's fine. There we go. So, yeah, we can do... Oh, actually, the door is basically the same thing. So let's just do... Why is that going further? I don't know, that must be a weird... Yeah, okay, we're not fully on that. Well, that's... Okay, alright, you know, it's fine. Let's make it work. Okay, so let's do... Select by face. Oops. Oh, whoa, what? Okay. I must have not grabbed the right vertices, that's fine. If we do this, and then we grab this face and this face, extend them outward, and down, like a general shape of the first room. Just do, that's a paper thin. You know what, that's fine. This isn't meant to be anything serious anyway. Let's get the, okay. Let's get like a chair as like a basic idea of what a room would look like. We'll do, and there's like a desk over here. You can have like a bed, probably in this corner here. Ooh, but what about like showers and stuff like that? Maybe bed? Okay, so bed like here on this corner, and then have like a little box here. That would be its bathroom area. I think that could work. Yeah, I think these sizes are pretty accurate. Oh boy. I don't know if I can grab this. Yeah, okay, here we go, we're good. This needs to be back. Something like that. Yeah, let's grab this right here. Wow, that went everywhere. Okay, here we go. Then we can add a cut here. And I imagine the like storage room would be just this whole area and then like a giant cylinder in the middle. So actually I might keep that for visual. Just like if you're in there, right? It's like just this massive room interrupted by this huge canister. So we'll bring that back down. But that's how I feel that this ship would like look like, you know. Let's actually bring this out a bit more. And again, I don't know why it's so off-center. I did something, but it's fine. Yes, okay, so, and then maybe, ooh, with like the cockpit, we can have like separate rooms for the guns. Like maybe, okay, there are 4 people, so you have 2 gunners, 1 pilot, and 1 engineer that can also act as a co-pilot. That actually works perfectly. That's beautiful. I love that. I'm gonna copy this over. It's gonna be basically the same as here. It's a little different. Let's get these. Because this would still be separate. This would. Okay, no, we need to. Let's do line cut here, up there. My mind is drawing a blank, even though I know this is very simple to do. Let's just do maybe like this, I forget. You know what? It's getting the general idea across. That works for me. I just know that there's a way to actually do it. That's fine. Again, this is just like a general idea of what things look like. You know, let's get another cube in, and then we'll make that our door. Let's actually make this door. Whoa. Let's do on the outside right here. So if you need to move like larger cargo, you have an easier way in. Let's do that, and then taking into account the chair as our general size. I think about there. I think it's about good. Then turrets will be accessed through cockpit, and do like that. I think that's looking good. As like a general map of like the ship, I like that. What if we do it like this? Like a split section maybe. We'll keep it as is. But yeah, I'm liking this. We don't have like a common area, but that's alright. We can use like a cargo bay. Because again, we got 2 of them. Like if we had like off to the center around here, I could totally imagine that being a gathering spot. Yeah, that works. Man, I love it when stuff like this just kind of comes together. It just, there's a moment where you're kind of just like really satisfied with it all, you know? You're just fully, you fully know where it is, where everything is going. I did this wrong, hold on. Right after saying that, oh god. Yeah, if we do like that, there we go. So I'm gonna make kind of an angle. I'm gonna give the engineer room, or the engine room, a little more space. Like that, yeah, there we go. Alright, what are we looking at now? Yeah, that's looking good. Okay, let's do a cut here. And then one here. It's about the same, it looks like. Oops. Oh, we ran out of music. Whoops. Yeah, okay, 2.5 hours. Blew by. Okay, let's see. Songs to fill an empty head, and that's an hour long. Upbeat and chill aquarium music to cure brain rot. Doing that one. Oh, I was already listening to this one at some point. Chill video game music for locking in. Sure. Let's lock in. Oh my god, the titles kill me. You know, let's compare this to like the size of the ship. Let's see like how off this would be. I think we're about there. Okay, yeah, so it looks like I think we're a bit too small over here. But not by much. Just like in the cargo bay door, that would be more angled over here probably, or I guess here. But majority of it, I mean, is pretty much good. I'm trying to think about what else to add, but I mean, we basically got it. Like, we could probably add more to the rooms or the turret section, you know, those areas, but I mean, a majority of it is just good, you know? Like, as expected. Add a door there. You need a door at the back. Where are you up here? There we go. Bring this forward. Okay. And then I think, let's do this. Oops. Just with the walls. Let's see how low we can get them. If we do that. Yes, okay. Bring it down to like here. That seems a bit more accurate to the ship. So yeah, maybe a bit bigger than the Millennium Falcon, but not by much. And I just use that as a base because that's the ship everyone knows, you know? It is the freighter. Let's take... not that one. These three. Put it over here. Mirror X. Just eyeball it for these. Nope. No. I keep opening settings trying to hit the mirror. It's just so annoying to grab. That needs to be further out, I see. Man, it sucks that this got off center somehow. Oh boy. We'll just do that. Oh, that's not good. Okay, so not a perfect mirror, but that's okay. What do we... Where did that even go? Okay, so it did go there. So it's not too far off. I just don't know why. It's fine. It's fine. If I don't believe that, I'll just be at it for who knows how long. There we go. Okay. I think that's about accurate. We need to... Let's see. I think like what we could do is add like some cargo, like boxes, but I mean that's about all. Let's do this. We'll do these two rooms here. Get like some basic stuff going on there. Then we might call it there, simply because I don't know what else we could really add. And you know, if you keep forcing content, like if you try and force the creative flow, it won't work. These need to be a bit lower, so I'm not gonna force it. You're just gonna be here until the well runs dry. So yeah, I'm thinking we do... That'll be a small bed though. Do that. I guess if it's a one-person bed, and again, only meant to be like practical. It's not horrible, but it's still pretty tiny. Plus, there's no way I could get a shower in there. What if we... Okay, what if we do this? Hold on. What if we move the desk over here? Not bad. Also, now I'm just playing The Sims. I'm playing The Sims in Blender, so I hope you guys are interested in that, because that's what's happening. Let's do... that. Again, just as like a schematic, not as an actual piece of furniture. Makes it clear that it's a bed. That gives enough room, right? Maybe a smaller one, but you could still get, you know, a shower in there. And I'm sure there's like sci-fi weirdness going on to make like, you know, just like an all-in-one compact room. You like hop in and you're just magically clean. If I had the, I think the Raven's Claw or something like that, Raven's Crest. I forget. It was Kyle's ship. The like schematics of that ship had a shower and everything, and it was pretty compact. So yeah, if we just did, I think that works, right? Yeah, and then we can do this, copy that. Hey, that's pretty good. They're about the same size too. I think this one's a little bigger. But still, that's pretty good. And then again, this is all mirrored on this side, so I'm not too worried about that. Let's see. Do I want to add maybe consoles to really show? Oops, zoom by. Yeah, like if we do. Okay, let's do this actually. Yeah, there we go. And then that maybe. And then just because it would remind me of the Ebon Hawk, let's do another console off to the side that will act as the galactic map. If you've played KOTOR 2, I think it was in the first one as well, in like the same spot. But KOTOR 2 I played recently, which is what made me think of this. But yeah, there's like a little computer here that lets you like fast travel to other planets. No, let's actually make that a little more sloped. Yes. Yeah, there we go. And then do that. And get these over here. It's starting to look more like a coffee machine, or like one of those like industrial ones. It's starting to look more like or maybe like an arcade cabinet. I know that was better. It's starting to take on a different vibe. There we go. Arcade cabinet and or nav computer. It's one of those. they'll have to decide which one that is, which one they prefer. Oh, no. I'm gonna make it look a bit weird. A bit asymmetrical and a bit weird is what I want. Okay, now it looks like an ATM. Oh man, this shit. All over the place. But I think that's probably gonna be it. I don't know what else to add. You know, I think we've done basically the bare minimum, but on top of that, we've kind of hit the general general layout of everything. Like none of this is, I don't know, I'm trying to think of like anything that it would be missing, but I mean this is basically good internally, and then externally, let me hide these two. Give it a nice like pan for the what do you call it? The video of this. But I mean, yeah, I mean this is basically it, right? I like it. I don't know if there's really anything to add or remove. But I would love to hear feedback on this, you know, in the comments of the video. Just to see like if there's anything that I'm missing or anything that would be interesting to see, but I like this. I think that we've hit a very good, happy medium between everything. If we bring back our references, we'll blow it up a little bit too. Like, I mean, I think we've basically got a good in-between of everything, you know? Like, this ship does not look like any of these specifically, but I still think it gives off the right vibe, you know, the right energy. It's the best way I can describe it. So yeah, I think that's good. I think that's good. Bit of a shorter stream today, but I mean, it's one of those things where you never know how long a design is going to take until you get down and just do it, you know? Yeah, but I'm liking this one. I think this is a nice in-between between a heavy freighter and a light freighter, you know? It's a good medium. Which honestly, I was going for a lighter one, but this works, you know? I could see this in the universe. Yeah. I'll make sure I get all the angles, but I don't know. I keep going back and forth on wanting to call it, or if I want to add more, but I think this is it, you know? I think the only thing that I might add or might change is put the turret on the bottom as well. But even then, I think this is pretty much it. Yeah, okay, so that's the freighter. Let's save that off. Let's bring these two a little closer together, actually. Just so we have like the external and internal shots pretty well aligned. But yeah, I think that's the freighter. I think I'm pretty happy with it. You know, we got a good in-between of everything that we would want. I might come back and do something more with this, but yeah, I'm happy with this. I'm happy with it. I want to do more, but I don't know, like, what other ship would be fun, you know, like what other kind of ship. We could do like a fighter maybe, but I would need references before I feel comfortable. And yeah, I think this is good for now. Let's see, we've done a Sith lightsaber, a Jedi lightsaber. We've done, you know what, I'm gonna go over to my channel and we're just gonna list off everything that we've done. Yeah, so there's the Sith. I think we just had the Jedi pass through. Yep, there's the Jedi one. We've done the blaster pistol, carbine, rifle. Yeah, I don't know what else we could really do, sadly. I mean, we could always do like more freighters and more lightsabers and more, you know, XYZ, but I really want to do something new, I guess. You know, I want to do something that's like, I don't know, not just the same category over and over again, you know? But yeah, I don't know. I think this is good. And I would probably need suggestions before going in again, when it comes to like ships or, a speeder actually might not be bad. I might write that down. A speeder might not be horrible, because there's a bit more variation than people give credit for. But, yeah, I think that'll be good. Let me make sure I have that written down. Hold on. Just as a little note to myself. Yeah, if you guys can think of any other interesting things that we could add, I mean, we can maybe do like a bunker or a base, have that scaled for Legion, which is the tabletop Star Wars game. That could be interesting. Make like defense areas, turrets, that kind of thing, but I don't know. I would need suggestions before I get too far into it. I think the only things I have in my head right now are bunker and speeder, and then that's it. So if anybody has any suggestions in the comments of the VOD part of this is more to the YouTube audience, please let me know. I'd love to hear it. And those of you watching on Twitch, well, you know what, no, anybody who's watching, anybody who's watching anywhere, thank you for watching. I hope that you have a wonderful rest of your day, or night, or, you know, whatever it is that you're having. And I think I might actually, yeah, we'll pause on the raid. But, yeah. Thank you all so much. Have a wonderful day, or night, or afternoon, or whatever. Goodbye.